When did you realize your parents had completely lost the plot? I think I first realized my parents had completely lost the plot one cold evening in Paris, when the lights of the Eiffel Tower flickered through our apartment window, and my mother was rearranging the furniture for the fourth time that week. She claimed the flow of energy was wrong, that the couch by the window made her anxious, that the clock ticked too loudly near the bookshelf. My father just nodded, following her around with a tape measure, as if symmetry could fix whatever was happening inside them. When I was a child, our home was warm and full of noise. My parents ran a small bakery on Rue Saint-Denis, and every morning the smell of fresh croissants drifted up to my room. They used to laugh together while kneading dough, their hands dusted with flour, their faces glowing from the heat of the ovens. But something shifted after my father's business partner disappeared with half their savings. The bakery closed within a month, and our lives shrank into the walls of our apartment like bread left too long in the oven dry and cracked. My mother began collecting things she didn't need: old teacups, broken clocks, postcards from strangers. She said each item had a story and that listening to them helped her understand the world's pattern. My father, once practical and calm, started spending nights building elaborate models of the bakery, recreating every detail from memory. Sometimes I'd wake to find him painting tiny loaves of bread under the desk lamp, his eyes glassy with exhaustion. At first, I thought they were coping in their own ways, but then came the letters. Piles of envelopes arrived daily, addressed to names I didn't recognize. My mother insisted they were responses to her questions, though none of the letters contained words, only drawings of spirals, stars, and symbols I couldn't decipher. My father treated them like sacred maps, pinning them to the walls in geometric patterns until the wallpaper disappeared behind layers of cryptic shapes. I tried to intervene. I suggested therapy, travel, even just a walk by the Seine, but they smiled as if I were a child who couldn't see the magic surrounding them. One night, I woke to find the living room glowing. They had lit hundreds of candles and stood before the wall of letters, whispering something in unison. I watched from the hallway, my heart pounding. When my mother turned toward me, her eyes reflected the candlelight, calm, almost blissful. She said nothing, but her expression told me they had gone somewhere I couldn't follow. The next morning, they were gone. No note, no packed bags, just the faint scent of wax and paper. The neighbors hadn't seen them leave, and their passports were still in the drawer. Sometimes, when I walk past our old bakery, I imagine them standing behind the counter again, laughing, covered in flour. But then I look at the empty windows and remember the wall of letters, the flickering candles, and I know they were never really lost to the world. They simply wandered into a story of their own making, one I was never meant to understand.